let's be very careful. No one is altering the existence or indeed the wording of the treaty. What the government is reviewing is whether or not Geoffrey Palmer's 5 principles, and this is not the first time governments have tried to distill principles. Geoffrey Palmer did it in 1989. There seems to be an odd mixture of treaty iwi mania rippling around at the moment. But I want to go to the pith of the issue. The legitimacy of the election and the desire of our government to have a reset in respect of the Waitangi Tribunal and ensure that the principles and the references to the principles of the Treaty of Waitangi and legislation, we stood, we campaigned, and we enjoyed a legitimate mandate as a consequence of October the 14th. Now, I just fear that we're in the grip of an iwi treaty mania. We're doing nothing to change the essence of the treaty. The principles of the treaty is an expression that came into the law in 1975. It's organic, and we want to ensure that the Waitangi Tribunal and its mandate does not steer the treaty in an area where it creates further polarization and divisiveness. I want iwi leadership to actually have the space to meet, distill, and propound a position that they're willing to not only embrace, but take forward in a spirit of unity, which they profess they want to do, because in another 15 years, we'll be celebrating 200 years of the life of our nation. For those of us who are Māori, we're entering into a debate with every other New Zealander. Over the next 15 years, what role is the Treaty of Waitangi to play? What role, if any, is iwi to play in constitutional matters? I'm horrified the Waitangi Tribunal apparently is currently conducting an inquiry into the Constitution. That's why I want the mandate of the Waitangi Tribunal review. But these are political matters. And we have a system where the sovereignty rests with the voters of New Zealand, not with iwi. We're going to wait until we've got the actual content of the cabinet paper, and obviously that bill will be introduced into Parliament. However, the bill, when it's the process, it'll be introduced into Parliament and then go to a select committee, and there's no guarantee after that select committee what will happen to the bill. But can I just say to our viewers, what is wrong with political debate?
I love debate. Come to Waitangi. I will see you there. Do not think that the volume of language denouncing either me or my leader is going to cause Matua Shane Jones to shut up.
Well, face up to it. That's the way Māori are. Blaming everybody else.
I stand before you today as Prime Minister and as leader of the National Party, the party of Aparananata, the party that has negotiated the vast majority of treaty settlements, and the party that has worked hard over decades to honour the treaty and restore the honour of the Crown. But we will not be creating new authorities, new bureaucracies, organisations, departments and ministries to do it. That is the opposite of what we should be doing.
Part of ACT's coalition agreement deal was the inclusion of a treaty principles bill to clarify its meaning.
We have a Prime Minister who is comfortable to leverage off Māori and off tangata whenua and our wakapapa and our tiriti to become the Prime Minister.
Look at it, that we've got 3 men who came together who had absolutely nothing in common, and they've been able to build a government off the foundations of their having, attacking Māori. I think that's probably the only thing that these 3 men running this government do have in common. We need the Prime Minister to dislodge himself, to take his coalition partners to task and be less vilifying of Māori. We need to note that he is going to be focused on all peoples of Aotearoa and treat all peoples equally. That's why Te Pāti Māori is the only Indigenous party. We'll continue to support an Aotearoa that's fit for everyone, not just fit for the elite or the rich. We need to see less of the way that this government has used Māori as the anchor to underpin the foundation of themselves as the government. And that includes taking David Seymour to task on his anti-Māori, his absolute vendetta. He is not fit to run a country that has Indigenous peoples, Māori, in it. And he does need to be taken to task by the Prime Minister.
And we believe in ourselves to be our own political voice. We believe in ourselves to be able to make decisions on our own. This is our own sovereign right. He's allowed for people like, parties like ACT and New Zealand First to push a very racist, white supremacist agenda.